All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB1054, McKinney case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You may be seated. I see you were brought to court today. I don't necessarily know who is this?
My ex-husband.
Okay, so
Yes.
he brought you to court today, had you served.
Correct.
Have you talked to him?
I have not.
Interesting, okay. Well, do you have any idea why he brought you here? I mean, other than him saying he's wanting child support, that's all I know.
That's all I know as well. We actually share a child together.
In the case titled 2022 County Route 3271, the state of Texas brought charges against Rudy Martinez. On July 28, Martinez entered a plea of no contest to assault with a deadly weapon. Based on the evidence presented, the court found sufficient grounds to find him guilty. Martinez had applied for deferred adjudication, and according to the plea agreement, the punishment was capped at 6 years, along with a $1,500 fine. However, the state opposed his application for deferred adjudication, citing two other cases they intended to take into consideration during sentencing. Both the prosecution and defense confirmed they had reviewed the pre-sentence investigation (PSI) report and raised no objections. Additionally, the court acknowledged the presence of a 12-year-old, Cyrus, in the vehicle.
Her name is Michaela. She's 12.
Okay.
And she's back and forth between her father and myself. And he's just decided to bring me to court. Currently, I do everything for Michaela. We just came back from a trip to Mexico.
Okay.
I furnished Michaela's education, take her shopping, basically just doing what a mother's supposed to do at this point.
Right.
So I'm not understanding why he would waste our time and bring me to court just for this, when I'm doing for Michaela.
All right. And so do you all have any relationship at all?
We don't.
Okay. Was there a recent disagreement or something? I mean, something triggered him to want to bring you to court and ask for child support, especially for a child that you all share.
Absolutely. And there was a situation where I had a friend, and he just did not like the fact that I had a friend and Michaela was around my friend.
Okay.
Presence, cool under pressure, sharp in delivery, and always in control. With motions and statements flying across the room, the courtroom doesn't feel chaotic. It feels like clockwork in the hands of someone who knows exactly how to run it. At the center of the case is Rudy Martinez, facing a charge of assault with a deadly weapon. He entered a plea of no contest, and the court found the evidence strong enough to warrant a guilty finding. The defense had applied for deferred adjudication, but the state opposed it, citing prior incidents and bringing in additional cases for consideration. While legal points were debated.
So it's the guy friend.
It is.
Okay.
It is the guy friend, and he's just very vindictive at this point, and this really shows it. He didn't even show up.
Yeah, it's when people don't show up to court, it's weird for me because I have to stare at an empty chair, But what I am going to do is go ahead and
boom.
Iris, since she was just over a year old. He provided a stable home, stepped into full custody when the mother couldn't, and has remained a constant presence in her life ever since. Their bond is rooted in shared time on the basketball court, cheering from the sidelines, and long evenings of practice and support. In the year since the incident, Martinez has been under house arrest. He hasn't been able to attend Cyrus's games, practices, or events, a sharp contrast to his previous role as her biggest supporter. The absence has deeply affected them both. Cyrus, now nearly 14, is excelling in
dismiss this case. You will not be placed on child support today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Do you understand what that means, by me dismissing?
I do understand that. However, I would like to know what are my next steps that I possibly could have?
Well, at this point, none. You're not being placed on child support.
Okay.
His case is being dismissed. If in the future, now he can refile and try to bring you back to court, and he can get you reserved.
But she's missing her father in the stands. Despite the serious nature of the charges, testimony about Martinez's steady employment, commitment to his family, and close relationship with his daughter painted a picture of a man who has tried to do right, outside of this one deeply troubling incident. But the court wasn't blind to history. A past case involving the same woman who spoke in his defense revealed a previous charge of choking and strangulation. While she described it as an isolated event and continued to vouch for his character, the incident raised difficult questions about pattern and accountability. As sentencing neared,
Hopefully he shows up, but other than that, nothing else is going to happen with your case. He has to go through the entire process again.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Do you have any other questions?
No questions at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing further, you're dismissed.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Case.
balance compassion with consequence, reminding all that while second chances exist, they are not handed out lightly. As the courtroom listens intently, Rudy Martinez finally takes the stand in his own defense. Soft-spoken but visibly shaken, he reflects on the day of the incident, a moment that changed everything. According to Martinez, he was driving with his daughter, Cyrus, when another vehicle began tailing them aggressively. What started as typical road tension escalated into what he described as a high-stress, dangerous encounter. He claimed the other driver's actions, erratic movements, following too closely, switching lanes near his daughter's side, pushed him to the brink. With his emotions heightened and fearing for his daughter's safety, Martinez said he reached for a firearm. He now admits that decision was a mistake. Looking back, he expressed deep regret, acknowledging that there were better ways to respond. But in that moment, panic took over. His only focus, he said, was protecting his child. He emphasized that he had nearly lost control of his truck twice and that the other vehicle's behavior felt threatening enough to justify a defensive response. While he didn't initially realize the drive.
Hi guys, it's me. I just want to go over what you all witnessed in the McKinney case. Well, Mom was brought to court by her ex-husband who did not show up for court. If you are going to file a lawsuit, you have to show up. If you don't show up and the person who you were trying to place on child support shows up, the court cannot move forward with whatever relief that you were requesting, and the case was dismissed, and it's that simple.